And welcome to Pre-Prep Quiz. It's quiz number 4, and this week it's out of 17. So there are 4 sections ranging from everything from the letter R, teacher's initials, animals, and fruits. Okay, so it's a wide-ranging quiz this week. So without any further hesitation, let's start. And remember, you can write your answers down, you can shout them out, speak them out, or you can just remember for when we go through the answers. Here's the first section, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to show you a small part of an animal or a reptile or an insect or a bird, and you have to work out what the whole animal, insect, reptile, bird, or fish actually is. So here we go. That's the first one. So what animal, reptile, insect, fish is that one? That's number 1. Number 2, what is that? That's probably easier than the first one, I think, but we'll see. So that's number 2. Number 3, quite a difficult one because it's white on white background, but you can just see a black patch there, which might give it away to you. This one, I think there are 2 sorts of this particular animal, but it doesn't matter if you know what sort it is or isn't, just what is the animal called? I wouldn't like to meet one of those on a dark night or in the middle of the day. I think they're quite scary. I hope that's not given too much away. So what's the name of that animal, reptile, creature, fish, bird? I think this is the last one in this section. If you know the particular name, so if it was a dog, for instance, you say it was a Chihuahua or a German Shepherd, this isn't a dog, but if you know the particular sort of whatever it is, that's great, but there's no extra marks for that. So what's the name of that? Takes us on to the next section, which is name that fruit. Okay, so here's the first one. That is the Minion's favorite fruit, and that's Minion Paradise, looking at that, isn't it? I think we all know what those are. Maybe slightly more tricky. So what's the name of that one? Delicious, I love those. Third one. What are the name of these? Okay, I love these with meringues and cream on top. They're absolutely, well, that is absolutely delicious. Next one there, there's a whole one behind and then it's sliced in half so you can see what the inside looks like. So what's that one? That one's slightly trickier. Lots of fruits look a bit like that, but if you look at the color of the slices, that might help you to work it out. Often see in fruit salads. Absolutely delicious again. All those fruits are delicious, actually. Next session, teacher initials. Now, if you've only just joined the school or you're only used to a particular year group, it doesn't matter if you don't get these right. You can have a guess or you can make up names if you want to. So is this Mrs., Miss, Ms., maybe Mr., although unlikely? Which member of pre-prep staff is this? KW is the first one. Next one is GS. And then the final one in this section is PV. So which member of pre-prep staff has the initial PV? So KW was the first one, GS was the second one, and PV is the last one. And now we come on to our last section, which is things beginning with the letter R. So I think these are quite straightforward, so hopefully you'll get all of these right. Here's the first one, this sweet fluffy creature. What is the name of that? And it begins with an R. Next one, bit trickier. The snow might give that away. And sometimes you have them, you see them around garden centres at Christmas time. That's probably too much of a clue, isn't it? And then the final one is that. Apparently they're very good pets. They're quite intelligent creatures. I know some people do keep them as pets. I wouldn't myself, but what's the name of that creature? So that's all the questions. It's out of 17. If you want to replay now. Or if you want to pause to think through, that's fine. I'm going to go straight on to the answers. So here are the answers. The first one is a ladybird. I think the black spots probably give that away. So a ladybird. Next one's a zebra or a zebra, depending on how you pronounce it. Zebra. This one's a panda. You can just see its black eye, or its eye in that black patch there. That's a panda. That's a giraffe, and I think that's something called a reticulated giraffe, but I'm not absolutely certain on that. So a giraffe. That's a cobra or a cobra, very poisonous snakes, and they rear up and then that hood comes out. So they're terrifying to see, very scary creatures indeed. That's a cobra or a snake. And finally, that's a butterfly, and the particular sort of butterfly, it's a monarch butterfly, but it doesn't matter if you haven't got monarch right. So it's just a butterfly. Next section, name that fruit. Minion paradise, lots and lots of bananas. That fruit's a banana. That's a pineapple, absolutely scrummy. Raspberry, oh, with meringues and cream. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Okay, so that's raspberry or raspberries. And that's a kiwi fruit. Now, some people eat those with like an egg. They slice off the top and then they eat the inside out with a spoon. Some people just eat it as it is with the skin as well. I've done both and they're both equally as good. Very, very tasty fruit. And that's a mango. Often seen in fruit salads, tropical fruit salads, delicious fruit. Teacher's initials, Mrs. Webb, teaching in reception, so KW, Mrs. Webb. GS, Mrs. Smith, who's been doing a huge amount of the home learning with you, Mrs. Smith and head of pre-prep. And PV is Mrs. Vaughan, year 1 teacher, Mrs. Vaughan. And the final section, all answers begin with an R. First one is, of course, a rabbit. I bet some of you have got rabbits as pets as well. Very fluffy creatures. That one's a reindeer. You usually see them on cards or on television or in films at Christmas time. Sometimes they come to the local area. I think they're at Christmas, our local garden centre, Stewart's near Christchurch. They have reindeer in. And that's a rat. Very clever, very clean apparently. And some people have them as pets. I don't, but if you do, that's great. And that's the end of the quiz. It's out of 17. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to tell us how you did on the classroom. If I don't see you before, I'll talk to you same time next week. Have a good week. Bye-bye.